My name is Brittany Wilbur, and I am the founder of Sweet Nectar Society. We are a group of photographers who provide photo services for children who have serious illness and disabilities. We work a lot with Children's Hospital. Nurses will nominate kids, family members will nominate kids, and they send in a submission with the kids' information, their diagnosis, and a brief story about what is going on in their life. Being around the hospital and seeing all the families that go in and out of Children's Hospital, I realized that our valley has a need for providing these moments for families, and that's what Sweet Nectar is all about. My partner and I did a Sweet Nectar session in Bakersfield for a little girl named Lorena, and she had a joy and just beauty to her that I can't explain. She was terminal. She's in 4th grade and undergoing treatment. She wanted to go to school and she wanted to experience everything that life had to offer her. From the time that we met in March until she passed away this fall, we just fell in love with her. And it's really hard for me because you see this little girl who's full of life and you see her running around and laughing, and a few months later she passes away and leaves behind her family and leaves behind all the sorrow that you feel for her. And that's why I have to raise money and make a difference, because I can't just photograph these kids and get to know them and see their spirit and joy and then watch them fade and pass away and not take it a step further and not do something more and make what we're doing when we photograph them mean something.
My name is Lisa Bath, and this is my son Joseph. Well, Joseph was diagnosed with acute lymphoblastic leukemia in April 2009, and it was just about 3 weeks after he had turned 5. So before he was diagnosed, he was sick a lot. He had been diagnosed with the flu, he had fevers, he had night sweats, he had ear infections, and really his immune system, we know now, his immune system was so weak that he just picked up everything. And then symptoms just kept continuing over and over. And he had an ear infection. Kind of the last piece of it all was he had an ear infection, and he was on a round of antibiotics, and before the antibiotics were even finished or out of his system, a fever returned again, and I was just, okay, so we took him back for a 3rd blood draw, and that's when he told me to go to the oncology clinic. He could tell in my voice that I didn't know what the Craycroft Clinic was, and so then he told me, well, I need you to understand that's the oncology clinic. And then I got really quiet, and then that's when it, even feelings come back. That was hard to hear, but he wasn't telling me he had cancer. He was just telling me that
I had to go.
That we had to go over to that place, and it's not really a place you want to be. And I didn't know a lot at the time about what oncology was, but I did know that's the cancer area.
My name is Rosanna Salinas, and my daughter Chloe was diagnosed with ALL when she was 2. When we first noticed something was going on with Chloe, it was in February 2012. She had a seizure, and after that, she was never the same. We took her to the doctor several times from February to April. It was fevers, she had the flu, and 2 days before her birthday, we just started noticing she wasn't walking right. It looked like she had sprained her ankle. So we took her to the doctor once again, and that went on for a week and a half. And we had her birthday party, and she wasn't walking. We noticed that she wasn't walking around, and the next morning she was walking along the wall, basically. So we rushed her to Valley Children's, and that's when they told us that she had ALL. They came in, they started chemo. But then the 6 hours, it was like she started chemo. She needed a blood transfusion. She needed platelets, everything. The worst fear a parent can imagine had happened within 6 hours of visiting the emergency. It was very hard to take. All I could do, me and her father would just cry, because when this happens, you just want to know why. You know, I carried her, so did I do something wrong? It was out of my control as a mother. I'm here to protect my child and make her feel better, and I couldn't do any of that.
At some point, LLS invited me to come and speak at an event and tell Joseph's story. And during that process, I learned what their mission was. It does hit home. I mean, finding a cure is huge. That's the ultimate goal. That's a big deal. And I think that's the biggest motivation for agreeing to be part of, you know, LLS and fundraise for them on our part as well. It's a big deal. The steps along the way are important to us. And although he's through treatment, he doesn't have to do those things now. I mean, there's just so many others who still have to do all the steps, you know, one day at a time. And I would love for those steps to result in a cure someday. And I plan to be here when it happens.
My daughter wouldn't be here without research. And because of research, our family has made it our journey to help, because it gave my daughter a fighting chance. Back in the day, there wasn't a high survival rate. Now it's over 90%. And when you think about, where's your money going? My daughter's here. How can I not help fight for a cause that allowed me to have my daughter? And when you think, okay, well, why should I help? There's so many people that run across cancer, leukemia, whatever it might be. It gives them minutes, hours, days, years, the rest of their life. Even if it's $1, dollars add up, $5, whatever anybody contribute, it makes a difference.
I hate cancer, and I want there to be a cure. I just can't sit around and wait for somebody to do something about it. I need to contribute and help them. That's why I accepted this nomination, and I'm going to run and do my very best at making a difference. My ultimate goal would be to raise awareness that childhood cancer is out there, and it can happen to anybody at any time, and we need to fund research for it. And I want to know that if somebody I love gets diagnosed, that I've done everything that I can to help them prolong their life or cure them of their disease. Please join me in making a difference for those affected by cancer. Don't underestimate the power of numbers. By you sharing this video, you'll be helping to raise awareness for the Leukemia Lymphoma Society's mission of finding a cure for cancer. On behalf of the Leukemia Lymphoma Society and my Woman of the Year campaign, I'd like to thank you for your support.